welcome. In this clip we're going to take a look at decision making, how they're made and how they change in the way that they're formulated as we move through the stages of the forming, norming and storming process. Really important that when teams make a decision, everyone on the team supports that decision. So let's see what that might mean for us. What would be unwise to do here would be to spend too much time looking at the types of decisions that teams are required to make. What we do understand though is that there are long-term strategic, there are mid-term, shorter term, and then some practical, operational, transactional stuff. The way the team delivers on those is something that's sorted out at the storming stage that then makes its way into norming. Let's wind back, shall we, and take a look at first things first, fragmented decision making at the forming stage. If you can, try and fit this alongside other topic areas we've discussed at the forming stage. Highly individualized, insecure, maybe waiting for other people to make the move, playing the cards close to the chest. And there's a starting point, but it's not a carry-on point. What are we asking leaders to do? Well, we're asking them to set the climate so that we can begin to storm and talk as a team about how we will make and abide by decisions. What seems critical to get over at this point is that our decisions should be related to delivering agreed team outcomes. That's what we're here to do. And if we lose sight of that, we're condemning ourselves to stay in the storming and forming stages. So as we look at our processes, as we start to think about, all right, what is it we're here for? What do we need to sign up to as a team? My advice would be that it needs to be very much focused on outputs. It needs to be very much in line with some of the work we've talked about previously, how we receive criticism, our degree of trust of each other, and how we raise challenge, and for ourselves, how we deal with challenge. What is absolutely non-negotiable in my view is when a team has made a decision that all members stick to that decision, and that can include everything from the nature of the decision, the level of confidentiality, check back dates on work. We need to be absolutely signed up so that our decision making is harmonious and it becomes a process. When we're comfortable in that process, think of this alongside the similar stage in trust. Trust is growing, it's quite liberating, and we move then into that performing stage where we know that because we are abiding by agreements, because we've got the confidence to take things back to the team, then we are in a better place not only to make decisions but to check out how things are going, and that this can be ego free. It is about receiving a report, it is about give us an update, it is about saying, is there something that as a team we need to go back and have a look at here? There's no harm in that kind of backtracking. However, for team decision making, it has to be a part of and a feature of an agreed process. Where would we break that agreement? Well, our decisions have to be legal and ethical, and if they're not, then it is my view that removes the constraint of loyalty to the team's decision making process. If an illegal or an unethical decision is taken, then it is probably time to step outside of the team constraint and to communicate your anxieties to someone else. That's a huge ask. However, the ask of leadership is to set the climate so that simply will not happen, that you model the behaviour you require, which is legally compliant and ethically valid. Okay, a couple of takeaways. It's absolutely imperative that the leaders of organisations set the statutory, the legal and the moral tone in which decisions are made. That process should give us all the confidence to contribute to decision making in a manner that allows us the flexibility, the space to have our conversations, to make our decisions and to abide by them. So the second takeaway is it is okay to disagree, but at some point we have to agree that we're going to implement and we stick by that decision. But I also need to be very clear that the decision making process needs to be supportive of and articulate a strong moral and ethical compass. There is one more area where we need absolute clarity, and that is the level of confidentiality of the decisions made. Who do we talk to about it outside of that meeting, and are we all clear about that? Have the right permissions been given? Well, thanks for listening, and I hope it's been helpful to you, and the next presentation we do is going to address how knowledge is shared. Thank you.